right, we're live now.
Okay. The audio's still not coming through, though?
No, you got to follow.
Yeah, sorry.
Follow with the ball.
Gosh, this is going to be hard.
Call it like it's going. It might be able to hear you through the camera.
Okay. This is Kyle Tucker. We're here at Cavalier Field. It is the 3 seed Mount De Sales Cavaliers versus Cristo Rey Atlanta Flames, the 6 seed. Here we are in the second round of the GIAA Soccer Playoffs. The winner of this game will go on to face the Brookstone Cougars out in Columbus as they beat Stratford last night 2-1. So Stratford, the 2 seed, winning, or excuse me, Brookstone, the 2 seed, winning over Stratford, the 7. And now Brookstone waiting to see who they'll face out of this matchup. Cristo Rey trying to get a little offense going. Charging. Braden said no score bug. If you can't hear us right now, which you're not going to hear what I'm saying if you can't hear us, but we're having a little audio difficulties, so bear with us. We've got a pole in our way.
It's going that way. Zoom out. You're way zoomed in.
Okay. Thank you for tuning in to Middle Georgia Sports Live on this Friday night game. The rounds will say a Saturday game time, as that one, there's a foul called there. But yeah, the brackets will say that there's a Saturday game time, but there is some flexibility. Or close there to it. Brookstone and Stratford were, if you were looking at the bracket, were scheduled for tomorrow at 6, but they played yesterday and Brookstone won. Same thing with this matchup. It'll show on the bracket that it was scheduled Saturday at 6, but here it is playing Friday at 6. There's an advance on the goal there, and Cristo Rey with their first chance on a goal, and the goalkeeper for Mount De Sales quickly knocking that one away. And that goalkeeper for Mount De Sales, we'll get you that name here in a minute, as they inbound that one. That goalkeeper is Bryce Fletcher. Talked with Fletcher's grandparents before the game. That's a long kick. And, but yeah, the goalkeeper for Mount De Sales, Bryce Fletcher, talked with his grandparents before the game. They came all the way up from Panama City to watch their grandson play. And they were trying to discuss whether or not, if Mount De Sales were to advance, whether or not they would be able to make next weekend's matchup. And I told them, I said, if you're watching on Middle Georgia Sports Live, you can watch from home. Of course, they're always great to see in person. Any GIAA matchup is awesome to see in person. But if you can't make it in person, that's what Middle Georgia Sports Live is here for. We've got your games on Facebook, on YouTube, at our YouTube channel. Make sure to go subscribe to that. Go like our Facebook to follow all the action that we can cover for you. Today we've got FPD baseball going on as we got Mount De Sales trying to play keep away here. 0-0 with 34 minutes left in this first half. But yeah, FPD is winning their game 3-1 in baseball playoffs. Of course, we've got Stratford girls versus Mount De Sales girls. That should be going on tonight as well. We won't have that coverage for you, unfortunately, but the game is going on in GIAA action, so we'll try to get a score for you later. Nice. Nice offensive kick down the field. Number 10's in business. Can he reset, get around the defender? They're squared up. He kicks. He sets up a shot. A nice defensive header by Mount De Sales. Number 7 trying to work that one out. Good kick by 25 there. And a shot on goal, nice. Two-handed block by the goalkeeper from Cristo Rey. We were told the pronunciation is Cristo Rey, but of course in Spanish and Italian language it would typically be pronounced Cristo. But we did ask someone on the Cristo team, and they said Cristo, so we'll go with that. Yep, if you're watching our feed here, you see the shadows coming from the light poles. The sun is setting right on the northwestern side of this ball field here, and so it's kind of beaming right on our press box. We'll be glad when it comes down, and a wide right shot by number 10 there. So the goalkeeper for Cristo Rey with that nice block earlier, that was Yahir Reguera.
Oh, okay. It's all right. It's all right, man.
And so a nice kick back the other way. And then quickly countered back by number 3. We'll ask you to bear with us. We're a little undermanned tonight. As I'm doing the play-by-play, I'm also manning the camera. So if you see a lag in the shot in following the action, just bear with me. Speaking of being undermanned, I talked with the head coach of Cristo Rey and asked him what their game plan was tonight, and he kind of jokingly said, you know, hey, we're just showing up here. We're here to play. We're just going to show up and try to play. Apparently, they are undermanned as well. I asked about the injuries, and he said that they were down about 6 players at this point in the season. So they're just going to kind of look to do their best despite the disadvantage. Speaking of injuries, Mount De Sales, one of their best players on the season, Landon Frawley, he's also out. So we will see how that affects the matchups tonight. And Mount De Sales in business here. Shot on goal goes parallel to it, out of bounds the other way. It's a gorgeous Friday night here in West Macon. Nestled here at Cavalier Field is this beautiful soccer complex. You've got the trees there on the east side behind the bleachers. Well, actually, you got trees all around other than the baseball field on the north side. But we're tucked away here behind or in between the Eisenhower exit and the Mercer exit, if you're familiar with Macon. Not too far from Middle Georgia State University's Macon campus, not far from Westside High School. Gorgeous May Friday. So we got 0-0, 28 minutes left. Actually, just under 29 as a player goes down. So now that'll be Cristo Rey ball. Cristo Rey out of Atlanta. Speaking of Atlanta, you got World Cup action starting next month. We are a month away from today. We'll have World Cup action, 8 matchups in Atlanta at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Of course, it won't be Mercedes-Benz Stadium for that time frame. They're actually covering up the logo. They're just going to call it, I believe it's Atlanta Stadium is what they're calling it. As Mercedes-Benz, not a sponsor for the World Cup. So for all you soccer fans here in the state of Georgia, be ready to tune in for that one. But until then, tune in to Middle Georgia Sports Live. We've got all your GIAA action right here for the playoffs. Soccer, baseball. Of course, when the championships start in just about 10 days from now, we'll have the championships here for you. They'll be on GIAA.TV. We partner with them during the championships. We'll be glad to bring you that coverage. All right. So we got Cristo Rey. Nice long kick. And a shot on goal from far, but weakly dribbles to the right, or rolls to the right, rather. Mount De Sales was trying to play a little bit of defense. He lost his footing, and Cristo made a shot on goal. But there was a nice punt by Mount De Sales. It's back on the offensive side for the Flames. Flames looking to get hot here. And a nice scoop by Fletcher. That hot pink goalkeeping jersey from Fletcher's. Quite a contrast to these yellows and blues. And a long kick for Mount De Sales, but Reguera will come out to get it. Yep. Our producer engineer for tonight, Brett Taylor, the one and only. He mentioned the fans for Mount De Sales over there in the stands. They've got the sun right on them. It's the only thing, if I were to critique this stadium, that'd be the only thing I would say that could be better is with afternoon games or evening games, the sun being on the west side, it will shoot right on, or at least this time of year, it's going to shoot right on those stands. If the stands were on the east side, they'd have it to their back. Or if the stands were on the west side, they have the sun to their back instead of in their face. But that's just one critique. Other than that, an awesome facility. I love the proximity. And there's a shot on goal headed away by one of the Flames defenders. Maybe a missed penalty call there. Shot on goal by Mount De Sales, blocked by Reguera there on the edge. Good blocks by Reguera so far. This has been a defensive, been a very physical game. A lot of good blocks by Yahir Reguera for the Flames. If you were here last Friday, the Mount De Sales girls were playing Tallulah Falls, and Mount De Sales was up 3-0 already by this point. That was a very offensive game. Final score, I believe, was 5-3 Mount De Sales as they're playing Stratford tonight. But so far, 24 minutes into this one, no score. And a nice long offensive shot for the Flames. And Mount De Sales trying to work that one back. I believe that's Okafor. He's got a man on the outside. Oh, nice slide. Number 25 calling for a foul. Didn't get it. They're going to let him play. Mount De Sales coach saying, go inside, Jack, go inside. Of course, the coach for Mount De Sales talking to Jack Bearden, the senior, number 11. So yeah, Mount De Sales is the 3 seed.
They were 1 the whole year.
They were number 1 the whole year. And I believe we had them number 1 in our power rankings, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, and a header! A header by numbers. Oh, offsides, they call it. Never mind. They're going to call offsides. Oh, yep. So never mind. The official waved off the goal, called offsides. Hoping to have made that header was number 7 for Mount De Sales, Josh Beal, the senior. He's got the nice, I don't know if you call it a fro, but just a curly head of lettuce there. It was a nice header, just offsides. So a missed opportunity for Mount De Sales. We'll see how they respond. They're on offense still. And again, we're glad you're here with us.
What are you looking at? Huh?
And here we are. 21 minutes. And a pass intercepted. Mount De Sales intercepted that attempt on pass. And a nice kickback by the defender from Mount De Sales. Cristo player goes down. And that one out of bounds, almost kicked by the ball boy. We appreciate the ball boys tonight, especially Bristow Taylor.
He got relieved of his duties by the older girls, but I think he's down there helping
Okay.
as much as he can. Is he right there? Is he in the way? No.
Okay, he's taking a break is what we were told. Of course, Bristow, the son of our producer, engineer extraordinaire, Brett Taylor. We may have to get him on camera before it's over tonight. Still goose eggs. Bell kicks that one. Two's going to take it. Does he have a shot on goal? And it's on the side.
Corner kick, though.
He's going to get a corner. And the kick on goal there by number 2 for the Cavaliers. That is Kadashe Tarira. A lot of fun pronunciations tonight. Just talking with the PA announcer for the Cavaliers, and we were doing our best to practice and learn those pronunciations. Okay, we have a loose shin guard going back to Tarira. And so, nice long kick by 13. And then kind of a arched kick there by, I think that was number 10 for Mount De Sales. It was easily basket caught by Regera. So we're going to have a different championship match up for 4A than what we had last year.
Last 2 years was Pacelli and Stratford.
Yep, I was hoping for, as they say in boxing, sometimes you look forward to a third matchup between two heavyweights. If I'm being honest, I was looking forward to a third matchup between Stratford and St. Pacelli, the way the last two went, but Stratford lost. Number 25 going, lost his footing there a little bit, and then the Cristo player kicks it out of bounds. But yeah, Stratford losing last night 2-1 to Brookstone. So they will not be able to get revenge on the St. Anne Pacelli Vikings after last year's loss. And so we'll at least have one new title contender. St. Anne Pacelli still in the fight. So that one gets inbounded. This has been a defensive tilt here so far. That one is a long shot intercepted by Regera. He's been busy tonight as he kicks that punt way up in the air. Nice hang time. Headed by number 5 for Mount De Sales. Trying to get it reset. 5 kicks it out to 3. 3 with a nice straight line kick, headed out of bounds by number 25. Number 25 for the Cavaliers is, well, I don't have that number. And Cristo inbounds it. Headed by number 25 again. Nice kick by Cristo to get it back on the offensive side. It's going to go towards the box there. And Mount De Sales trying to work it back out. Somebody, I think that was one of the players shouting something in Spanish. I think I heard Libre. Wonder if he was saying get free, get free. I'm not sure. A little down on my Spanish right now. Mount De Sales, a Catholic school. Cristo Rey, a Jesuit high school.
That means Catholic.
Which means Catholic. Slightly different, I believe.
That's an order, right?
We're a mercy school. We both have orders that
Okay. So, okay, so we're getting a little bit of Catholic education here as far as the different orders. So, Mount De Sales is a Mercy Catholic school. Cristo Rey, a Jesuit Catholic school. And then, for comparison, St. Anne Pacelli out of Columbus, a generic Catholic school. I did not know there are that many.
They call it diocese.
Diocese. Yes, that's the word I'm familiar with. Did not know there are that many different versions. I kind of think I like the mercy one. Lord knows we all need a little mercy from time to time. Nobody's perfect. Probably will need some mercy after these pronunciations if I jack them up. All right, 14 minutes left here. Still 0-0. Offsides. As Mr. Beal takes a spiel.
You're going to need lots of mercy, Kyle.
Oh, man.
14 minutes left in the half.
Yep, 14 minutes left in the half. We are still knotted up at nil. So. And Mount De Sales working that one back as the. Oh, Tarura gets by the Cristo player. We'll try to get you a score from the girls' game. I'll see what I can do. Here at half, we'll find out what we can find out. And there's a nice shot. Beal there with another header shot, but just goes too high. Now we got a substitution. 15 coming in for Mount De Sales. Number 15, Eli Chapman. So Eli Chapman now in the game. And Josh Beal, senior, out. Number 25, out. I don't have a name for him. And so you got to wonder how the depth for Mount De Sales will be an advantage over the depth for Cristo Rey. Cristo Rey down a couple players from what they were saying earlier before the game. And they're working here underneath the press ball. Oh, and a foul. It's number 5 for Mount De Sales just pummeled over number 6. So number 5, that's Alex Roseborough, the senior, just trucking over number 6. But I. So I guess they called that on Cristo. Called some kind of interference. Mount De Sales trying to reset. Number 8 kicks it up the middle as that one works its way back out of bounds towards us. See if I can get you to this. We have a tight angle here. Trying to get the inbound shot. Hopefully you can see it amongst the shadows. That sun's still setting. Be nice when it sinks behind those trees over there behind the baseball field. That one, a nice long shot headed by number 6. 13 working. Cristo trying to get an offensive opportunity here. They haven't had one in quite a while. They had one in the early going. I think there were 2 block shots by Fletcher from Mount De Sales, but most of the attempts on goal being by the Cavaliers so far. The defender from Mount De Sales kicking it back to the midfield area. Cristo. I believe their entire team is Hispanic, from what I can tell. Oh, and another foul, number 3. Number 3 for the Cavaliers. running over the Cristo player. So that was number 3. Liam Frawley, the brother of Landon Frawley. Liam, the sophomore, committing the foul there. Cristo trying to make some headway. Cristo sounding very closely to Crisco, like the cooking oil. Not to be confused. One, a Spanish name for Christ. Variation of Christ. The other one, a brand of cooking oil. Are you listening? Well, when it's a 0-0 game, you got to find things to talk about sometimes. I'm getting some laughing criticism from our producer about my linguistic breakdown. All right, we're down to 8.5 minutes left. But speaking of cooking oils, Cristo looking to get hot and popping here if they can get a goal. See, that's when some of that off-topic conversation comes in hand. Nice segue, if I must say so. All right, Mount De Sales looking to mount a score here. Number 15 just recently entered the game, trying to set up his player, but quickly kicked out by the defender, and a missing header for number 5. Roseboro missing that header on the defensive end. No harm, though. That was Roseboro, yep. Number 15 down there working in the northwest corner. He gets helped out by 13. Closely guarded by number 10. Looks like we're going to get a substitution. The Flames now entering for them, number 11 and number 7. 7-11 entering the game. And that is for Cristo. That's Oscar Bibiano. And then number 11 is Abraham Martinez Morales. Martinez Morales, a midfielder, and Bibiano, a forward. And a nice punt. There's just a lone striker for the Flames, but he was outmanned there. 6 minutes left in the first half. Still tied up at 0. A nice header by Roseboro to get that one back up towards midfield. The Cavaliers haven't had a shot in goal in a while. They had quite a bit in the first 20 minutes of this half. A lot of good blocks by Reguera, the goalie for the Flames, the Cristo Rey Flames.
Now shift over, Henry, in the middle.
And now, are we going to get a shot on goal here? Oh, they advance, but quickly stolen by the Flames. And we're going to get an offsides.
It's fluid. If you see him there, just shift over.
The female official explaining the offsides call, or how it proceeded to be offsides. Oh, Roseboro stumbling there as he tried to get to that one to defend it. Going to be nicely cooked after this game. As I said, the sun right here on our kind of crow's nest of a press box here. As Roseboro just kind of resets that one, kicks it to number 8. And Mount De Sales with a shot on goal. Goes to the center of the goal to be quickly scooped up by Yahir Reguera. He's waiting for his team to get set up, and he punts it. Good hang time once again. Didn't go quite as far as the last one that he punted. Headed by 2 there. Number 8 resets. Kicks it across midfield to his teammate, number 25, who's back in the game after a brief break. And another shot on goal. So as I said, there was a good little period there where there weren't shot on goals for the Cavaliers, and quickly they've gotten 2 within the last minute or so. And here we are at midfield. Who will get it? We'll see. Cristo trying to get it as his leg goes underneath him. I believe number 25 is Eli Chapman, is that right? Not quite as familiar with some of these players. So Eli Chapman, number 15, being told to work inside by his coach. They inbound for the Cavaliers, and it's Need over the Cristo defender. And it'll be Cristo ball. A shot of the head coach and the Cristo bench there. So we work our way back to the action. So Cristo ball. Minute and 50 seconds left. Can they get a shot? They're going to have to work quick as it winds down. This 3-6 matchup, tightly contested so far, as no team has scored yet. And Cristo's going to get a shot, it looks like here. Nice move, and then even nicer defensive move. The Cristo player just quickly worked his way to the left, and the Cavalier defender was right there to slide block it. Now Mount De Sales working hastily to get a shot, but defended out of bounds by number 12. Number 12, Victor Rojas, the defensive midfielder, kicking that one out of bounds. And we're at 45 seconds. Can somebody get another shot? Can the Cavaliers go up first in the waning seconds of the first half? And Cristo's going to kick it away, and it looks like we're not going to have that opportunity, as Cristo's going to play keep away here in the final 20-some seconds. And that one kicked out of bounds by Alex Roseberry, caught by the head coach of Cristo Rey. A nice chest bump there by number 6. And here we are And that is it for the first half. And a defensive physical game here in the second round of the GIAA playoffs. 0-0 Mount De Sales and Cristo Rey. We're going to take a break for the half. We'll come back. We'll see who comes out on top. Don't go anywhere. You're watching this on Middle Georgia Sports Live.
I gotta stop.
Did you mute me? No.
And welcome back here. Brett Taylor filling in for Kyle Tucker. He's still making his way back from getting some refreshments, trying to weather the storm here, or at least the sun, we'll call it, not the storm. I see old Kyle making his way here right now, but we'll have a second half kickoff here. Mount De Sales will kick off in a 0-0 game against Cristo Rey. So Mount De Sales sends the ball in to the attacking half. A great play right there, and a goal attempt, shot on goal, goes wide. Great save there by the keeper, and that'll be a corner kick here for Mount De Sales. I'm going to hand it back over to Kyle as he's made his way back here to the broadcast booth.
A little out of breath, but I'm here. 25 is 11. Excuse the huffing and puffing. I think he's ball boying. All right, here we are in the second half of action. Thanks to Brett for covering for me there for a minute. Oh, yeah, sorry. Trying to catch my breath. Oh, that one quicked way out of bounds. Down in the holler over there, as the country folks would say. A hollow or holler, being a little bit of a valley. So a little bit of a walk from the press box to the concessions. As compared to, say, Stratford, you're a little closer. And then as Mount De Sales, with a setup shot, that's Tarira. A little difficult to get a bathroom break and a concession purchase all in one. But that's offsides by Mount De Sales. But nonetheless, we're here. Glad you're here. It's 38 minutes as we just get underway in this second half. 0-0, Cavaliers and Flames. And so earlier we said 25 is 11.
Number 11. He's got a New Jersey there.
Okay. So that would be Jack Bearden?
Yep.
Yep. So.
Maybe call him Jack.
Yep. So number 25 is Jack Bearden, the senior. So Cristo now working to the south end, or excuse me, no, they are working to the north end. So offensively, they're heading north, while Mount De Sales heading south. Now, for comparison, Cristo having to work north will have to work into that sun. They'll have to work into they'll have the sun in their face as they try to score. So that's an advantage for the Cavaliers. We were trying to get our broadcast set up pregame, so not sure who won the toss or how that was determined, who got to pick which side of the field, but a noticeable advantage for the Cavaliers to get to head south. Yeah, we've got the previously mentioned Bristow Taylor helping out as the ball boy. Getting some early athletic manager experience.
Getting ready for soccer season in the fall.
Yes, sir. Getting ready for soccer season coming up in August. As we'll wind down T-ball and coach pitch tomorrow. Oh, and number 12 tried to get his footing and just tripped.
Oh, good defense. Great job.
And a long shot on goal, if you will call it that, goes into the, I believe that's a cedar tree is what that is. I'm not up on my botany, but I believe that is a cedar tree. And Reguera with a nice longer punt, not as high on the hang time as the ones he had in the first half. Just more of a arching shot.
Oh, nice retreat there.
Cristo trying to kind of get reset defensively. And they'll make some advancement there as they get it to midfield. Number 6 will take it. Let's zoom out here. Pardon me. And that's Alex Roseborough. Yeah, size-wise, he's about the biggest player on the field for the matchup. As they said about King Saul, he's a good head above everybody else in height as well. Kardashi Tarura, probably the closest player to his size, his teammate.
Not bad. Kick it.
Oh, they're going to let him play.
He got his foot.
Cristo player still. That was all foot, says our production engineer. We got 2 Cristo players down. One's face down. We're going to get a substitution. Number 11 back in the game. I believe that's Babina. So Coach Gobbler for Cristo Rey making an early substitution here in the second half. And that's, excuse me, that was Abraham Martinez Morales.
Focus on the game. Don't need it.
Head coach for the Cavaliers, encouraging his players to focus in. So the Flames looking to fend off the ball, or fend off the offensive movements of the Cavaliers. Cavaliers kind of working a half-pitch offense, if you will. A nice defensive kick out. Or defensive kick out, excuse me. Number 21 with a nice medium range shot to get the ball downfield. And yeah. The Cristo Rey player is going to say that he was pushed in the stomach. There was a little bit of entanglement between the Cristo Rey player and number 8 for Mount De Sales. And the Cristo Rey player saying there's a little bit of a push off. He got pushed in the stomach is what he's, by his body language, that's what he's intimating. And so we've got a player down. So number 8 for, and the trainers are out. Coach Gobbler over there with us. Got it. So that's number 8, Aiden Roquet, with the suspected foul. I think player, I believe that was player number 7. That came out after being injured there. And that's Oscar Bibiano. And a nice long kick on goal by number 2. Hits the, I believe that hit the crossbar. or just went barely over it. A little hard to tell there as the goal is kind of in the shadows of that. I believe that's an oak tree. So, head coach of Mount De Sales calling for focus and intensity in this second half.
Hey, Cam, we need you to get on the ball. That means you got to move. Why not stay in this space right here?
So, head coach. Let's see.
Halfway line.
That's head coach Robert Oching. Oching. Okay. I knew I was going to get one of these pronunciations wrong. Robert Oching.
Probably most of them, but it's okay. Words are hard, so is math.
Yeah. Words and math. The math is simple tonight. 32 minutes left in this game, and it's 0-0. But yeah, Coach Robert Oching calling for focus, intensity, trying to motivate his players to come out of this second round with a win. So I noticed something at halftime, and I'm learning in GIAA playoff soccer that what happens at halftime has a little bit of an effect on the game, or at least it's a storyline. Last year in the 4A championship, San Pacelli's coach Alex Guja had his players not go into the locker room as there's a close shot there for Mount De Sales, but quickly defended away by the Flames. And now he's offsides by the Flames as that one just got kicked way up the pitch and the player just happened to be out of position and was offside. So anyways, San Pacelli's coach, Alex Guja, in last year's championship game, had his players sit at the cusp of the goal, just right on the edge of the goal line. And he didn't have them look at the scoreboard. And he said that was part of his halftime motivation was to not let them go in the locker room and be distracted, but to keep them on the cusp of the goal, on the cusp of their seasonal goal. Well, for this game, as there's a sliding tackle that misses by Roque. Roque's going to try to work it back, and it's going to head close to us. Stays in, nope, out of bounds. Barely out of bounds. But at this halftime for this game, I noticed there's really not a close visiting locker room for the Flames. And the Flames went down the hill here from the soccer field and just kind of hid behind the outfield fence of the baseball field. The baseball field has a tarp covering the fencing, and they just sat behind the tarped fence in beyond left field. And so, interesting setup for them to kind of sit there at halftime, try to find some shade. But they don't seem to be affected by it. They're hustling. They seem like they're doing okay. I believe the Cavaliers did retreat all the way to the locker room from what I could tell. I was trying to get a look at the baseball field, wondered if the home side dugout would have been better, but the sun is right on the dugout. So the players found some shade behind the fence. So interesting halftime situation there. And we've got an interesting situation here. It's 0-0, 30 minutes left. This has been a very defensive game. Nice long punt by Reguera. More of a kick than a punt, really. But and we've got Alex Rowe in a collision. Alex Rosenberg getting a kick on the ball and just getting a little too high up. I mean, he had his knee up towards the back of the Cristo player. He went almost up and over the Cristo player. And we've got a shot on goal from Mount De Sales, but it's quickly defended out of bounds by the Flames. And kind of like Stratford's field, Stratford very much up on a little platform of a hill. This pitch kind of up on its own little platform, if you will. We're not quite as elevated as Stratford's, but still uphill from the baseball field, uphill from I think that's a practice soccer field south of the field there. And we got a down player. It's a Mount De Sales player, I believe is that okay? Just took a ball to the face. So we'll give a little shot of the crowd while he gets tended to. That does happen in soccer, taking a ball to the face sometimes. And he's going to get up and walk off on his own power, and that's Jack. Jack Bearden. Number 25. A very physical game today. We've seen a lot of collisions, an alleged push-off into the stomach against a Cristo player, and then a ball to the face for Mr. Jack Bearden. And a nice kick by Rivera. He's got a great leg. Wonder if Cristo Rey, if they, not familiar if they have a football team or not.
I don't think they have a football team.
But if they did,
I know they have basketball.
a field goal kicker
I don't think they have football.
should Rivera be. All right, so I teased a score for the Stratford Mount De Sales girls game thinking that it was tonight because it was scheduled for tonight. However, as I mentioned, GIAA having flexibility in their playoff schedule in the earlier rounds as that one's defended out. The game was last night, so we'll get you a score. Okay. We've got our production engineer / sports information department, SID assistant, Brett Taylor, finding that score for us. Number 23 out for the Flames, number 10 in. So
7-0.
Ooh. So the Lady Eagles won 7-0 over Lady Cavaliers last night. An unfortunate end to the Lady Cavaliers season, but they played a heck of a game in the first round, beating Tallulah Falls in a really good matchup. Is that one blocked by Roque? The boys still alive, though. They'll look to, as they say in baseball sometimes, pick up their classmates. So they'll try. Oh. Uh-oh, we got a little finger pushing into the chest. It's getting heated here in the sun at Cavalier Field. As we said, a defensive matchup, and now some tempers flaring. Number 2 for the Flames, pushing his finger into the chest of one of the Cavaliers players.
FPD won 11-1 in baseball.
Okay.
11-1.
So, and that was against Strong Rock. So FPD with a decisive win over Strong Rock, 11-1. So the Vikings and Keon Johnson will advance. We'll see if they can make another appearance in the state championship of baseball. They lost last year to Brookstone in Columbus. So they advance. We got these two teams. Somebody's trying to advance. Who it'll be, we don't know. 25 minutes left, 0-0. So that number 2 player for the Flames, Ezekiel Alvarado Reyes, with a little bit of a heated confrontation with the Cavaliers player, which I believe was Roque. I'm not 100% sure on that. All right. So number 14 now in for the Cavaliers.
Henry, your left wing, Henry.
And so Bearden got carded. So that might have been Bearden earlier. Okay, so that was Bearden and Alvarado Reyes who had the tussle earlier. Was that an offsides? Yep, okay, so offsides. Getting all the scout help I can get. So again, the winner of this game will go on to face Brookstone. And according to, and then a nice kick out by the goalkeeper Fletcher. Again, that game slotted for next Saturday at 6, but it can be adjusted according to a coach's agreement. Oh, a nice little deke there by number 5, Roseboro. Acted like he was going to kick it. The Cristo player pulled up, and then Roseboro went the other way. All right. And number 13 trying to work offensively down, and the defender kicks it, headed by Roseboro. We're still at 0, 23 minutes. Is this one bound for overtime? Our production engineer says, don't jinx us. We got to go home at some point. Or at least our wives would love us to be home early. I'll be fine either way, as long as we're watching good soccer here on Middle Georgia Sports Live. And that one kicked towards the buses. My goodness.
That's out on the road.
So that went out to...
That car's about to run over it.
So, okay, so we're on... It's not Columbus Road.
It's right off.
Cavalier Drive, that's right. Cavalier Drive. I think there's like Harris And then Columbus Road is up that way. But this Cavalier drive,
Go, Blue, let's go.
it was defensively kicked by, I believe, a Cavaliers player, and it
It was Roseburg.
Roseboro, and it was
Roseboro, yeah.
kicked towards the bus barn up there.
Yeah, that thing was smoked.
Slide in, Lewis.
All right. Kick to the western edge of the field here, and then kick towards us. Wow. Okay, so the two out-of-bound kicks in the last minute or two have both been way out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
And that one went into the trees over there.
Hopefully Bristow doesn't go try.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a little snaky area back there. I wouldn't go for that one.
One of those needs to be left alone by myself.
Oh,
Good defense.
oh, and number 12 is down. Oh, did they got a shot? Number 2, Tarura. Kardashi trying to dash that one in. Ooh, and as he went for the ball, kind of a sliding, his momentum took him on his knees, but he unfortunately went into the Cristo player. So now it's going to be Flames ball. And the ball boy, oh, I can't get it. The ball boy below us was moonwalking on the grass, but our angle did not allow us to get a shot of it. And our angle is not really allowing us to get a shot of this inbounds pass either, hardly. It's Alvarado Reyes, I believe, who's going to inbound. Well, he's going to receive the inbound. And so when they get in this southwest corner down here, our angles are a little tight, so you'll have to pardon us. Next week will be semifinal action. It'll be Brookstone versus the winner of this game, and then on the other side of the bracket, I'll have to look and see who we've got. And the one and only Braden Holder here. Braden, do you want a camera
He's good.
control, and I'll do the...
You got it. You got it.
Okay.
You're multi-talented
Well,
in all ways.
appreciate it. Pardon our
11-1.
um,
You get an interview with
background talk here. So Braden Holder just getting here from the FPD Strong Rock game. If you were watching that, you can now tune over to this game if you have already done so. We appreciate it.
Did you get an interview with Greg? It's already up.
That game 11-1. This game 0-0. Obviously, soccer not quite as offensive as baseball at times. You'll have to pardon us. We've got the column, the pole here of the press box in our way. Fletcher going to throw that one to his teammate. Okay. Getting some camera advice from our...
I had it. It was in the bag. Here, wait it.
Okay, we're going to readjust. Pardon with us for 1 minute. Is that what you did last game?
That's what I did, yeah.
Okay, I couldn't remember. All right, so we're readjusting our camera. Bear with us.
All right, here we go. You're going to have to hold it like that.
Okay. Can't see quite as good, but... All right, so for me to watch the action and call the action and then try to stand on my tippy toes and make sure the camera's in line, we'll see. If the camera's not on the ball, at least you'll be able to hear me call it. I'll try to paint the picture as best I can.
See what I'm saying? We need to get,
Is that
There
better?
we go. Yeah, it is better.
we need to get something that can clamp this wide so that we can clamp and go out.
We appreciate you bearing with us here tonight. 0-0 game. Not much offensive action. I mean, some attempts on goal, but a lot better blocks and defensive work.
I had my camera low,
Been a very physical game.
so it was underneath the speaker. Speaker wasn't good.
Oh, and here come the Flames. And the Cavaliers quickly work that one back.
Open up! Open up! Make it run, Eli!
Number 10 for the Cavaliers, kicking it out to Chapman. Roseboro trying to set up. Takes a shot on goal, and it goes slight to the right.
They haven't used the speakers that much. What's wrong? You want it off?
Yeah, it's just very wobbly, trying to adjust back and forth. Yeah, we're going to reset again, so pardon us. We're just when I move it, well, yeah, I guess if I use both hands.
Are you on air?
Yes. I'm breaking the fourth wall, Braden Holder says. We are on air, just trying to do a little bit of everything here as we're undermanned. Overmanned now, yeah, we have Braden Holder to the rescue. Speaking of being undermanned, I mentioned earlier that Cristo, as that one gets way downfield. Cristo Rey, they're down on the season at this point in the season, down 6 players is what I was told. Don't know if that was a playful exaggeration or an exact number, but Coach Kyle Gobbler said before the game they were going to do their best. And there's a shot on goal. Fletcher blocks it. So a rare shot on goal for the Flames. They've only had about, I'm going to say 4 all game. Roughly 4 or 5. We'll see if they can get another one or if the Cavaliers can hold pitch here, hold court, however you want to say it. And that one out of bounds. It's a foul. That sun's still setting, not quite behind the trees yet. And again, I talked about the advantage for, talks about how the Cavaliers have an advantage when they're on offense. They can have it to their back, but on defense, it's a disadvantage. And right now, the goalkeeper, Reguera for Cristo Rey, he's blocking the sun out of his face, so that's a big disadvantage for him because he's got to use one hand. I mean, you think as a goalkeeper you need both hands to block, and if you have to have one to block the sun, that's not good. So he's got that hand down now. There's Alvarado Reyes trying to make something happen offensively for the Flames. And Alvarado Reyes trying to work to the west side of the field. It's going to go out of bounds, and I believe it's going to be, should be a goal kick. Was this second water for Bristow? Yes. Okay. All right, if you lost us there, we lost power for a second. And we're back. Thank you again for sticking with us. We've had a few technical difficulties between camera angles and power. But we're still here. We're glad you're still here with us on Middle Georgia Sports Live. Again, Kyle Tucker here on the call. Brett Taylor doing a little bit of everything, production engineer, camera work. Braden Holder here now with us doing some packaging as far as social media work for Middle Georgia Sports Live, getting some shots and commentary for our social media page. We'll hope you go check that out and subscribe at Middle Georgia Sports Live on Facebook, and you can subscribe on YouTube. In fact, if you clicked the link on Facebook, it likely took you to YouTube. So you're watching this game on our channel. And Cristo Rey looking for a shot on goal, and it just kind of went wide right. And the Flames player is down. He was kind of kicking his feet on the ground. I don't know if that was in disgust that the shot didn't go or if he's hurt, but I think he's hurt. It's been a lot of injuries in this game. So a little bit of a break in the action as they tend to that hurt player. Some of the players getting some water. So if you're wondering, Cristo Rey Atlanta, Jesuit High School, an hour and 41 minutes north of here, kind of northwest on Piedmont Avenue in Atlanta. Not as far as Tallulah Falls had to travel last Friday. Both their boys and girls were in Macon last week, were Tallulah Falls. And so Cristo Rey up there on Piedmont Avenue. Just kind of in downtown. A couple blocks, about 2 blocks away from the Atlanta Marriott Marquis, if you're familiar with that iconic hotel in Atlanta. So from the heart of downtown Atlanta to West Macon are the Cristo Rey Flames. And they're looking to squeak out a win here, but they're tied 0-0. They haven't had many shots. So playing undermanned with a lot of injuries and having players get injured in this game, they're hoping to somehow make a miracle happen. But will the School of Mercy, Mount De Sales, will they show mercy? Probably not.
That's okay. The one you left in my Mac studio, I will keep.
Did I leave one? I need that back.
No, it's mine now. It's mine now.
Okay, so we're still looking to get reset in action. Looks like Fletcher's going to kick it.
It's gone forever. I know that you and Aiden have some things on there.
And again, I talked with Fletcher's grandparents before the game. They traveled all the way from Panama City Beach to be here. If you're watching, or if you watch later, so talking to those in the future, tell your parents, if you're a parent and you have parents that live out of town, the grandparent of your kid in high school, and they can't make it, tell them to check out Middle Georgia Sports Live. They can catch the games, the ones that we cover, subscribe, and if you're out of town, you can catch it. We got another Flames player down.
Charmin Ultra Soft.
So number 15 for the Flames looking. Okay, it was looking like he was going to come out, but he's just coming to get some direction from his coach, Coach Kyle Gobbler. I like the first name. Very interesting last name. Very festive. Almost more suited for a football coach. As that ball comes our way, it stays in bounds. And that'll be Jack Bearden with kind of a high kick to keep that one in. Coach Robert for Mount De Sales telling his players to hustle a little bit. Kardashian going to take that one. But it gets away from him. Cristo Rey trying to get the ball upfield. All right, now we got a little substitution action going on. We got 25 for the Flames. Will find his way in the game. Kind of a bigger player, probably the biggest player on the Flames team. So, wonder if this is a kind of a defensive mindset for Coach Gobbler. Number 25. Well, I don't have a number. Well, okay. Simon Hernandez. Simon Hernandez in the game. Listed as a goal kicker and midfielder. He's playing midfielder now. So we had a phantom whistle call. We're not really sure what it was for. But it's Flames ball. They're going to kick it from kind of the 3/4 point of the field on their side. And a nice long kick. And a headed defensive move by 14 for the Cavaliers. And a shot on goal. Nicely blocked by Fletcher. Fletcher has been money tonight in the times that the Cavaliers have needed him. Bryce Fletcher, the junior. So Bryce has been nice in goalkeeping work tonight. So, and working just as well in the first half on the opposite side, it was Ruggiero, excuse me. He had a lot of good blocks in the first half. So, the goalkeepers putting in their work today. You got to wonder if some of these players are starting to tire out, cramp out maybe. We are in the 71st minute. We're past the 71st minute here in this game, so for those that count from up to down, we're at 8 minutes and 52 minutes left. Or 8 minutes and 52 seconds, excuse me, left. So 0-0. Again, names and math. Fun stuff. All right, Roseboro receives that one inbounds. And a shout of disappointment by the Cristo bench with a collective oh. And number 25, who entered the game with a long shot in the direction of the goal, but no need to block it as it's far right. Number 25 being Simon Hernandez. It's an interesting first name. And Hispanic lexicon. You don't see that first name often, or at least I'm not as familiar with it. I believe the pronunciation is Simon, almost similar to a Simon. Could be a Hispanic equivalent. Oh, and a sliding tackle by Simon, but it misses its intended target, which was number 3 for the Cavaliers. But it broke up his momentum nonetheless, as that one gets out of bounds in the southwest corner. Great work by the ball boy tonight. I don't know his name, but he's wearing a tie-dye Hakuna Matata shirt. Number 3 with the ball again. Let me pull him up. I feel like I should know that one. Did I, oh, there we go. Okay. So we're getting we got an injury again. So we, yeah. Sorry for the pause in talking there. We have an injury on the field, and then we have a downed milkshake in the press box. So, trying to clean up my mess here. Didn't have as much slack on my headphone cord as I thought, and I stretched to get a view and knocked down a milkshake.
Knock down everything.
All right. So what I was trying to go for was we have a roster over here that was a little easier to grab than pulling up my phone.
How did we catch a cramp during an injury timeout?
So, again, in an injury timeout. So, number 3 for Mount De Sales. I don't have him on the roster, so never mind. I was trying to find out who number 3 is, and I don't have his. Oh, there he is, Liam Frawley. That's right. So Liam Frawley was the player that was making a lot of good offensive moves for Cavaliers. He was the one that almost got slide tackled about 4 minutes ago. But we've got a player being being helped off the field. And Coach Kyle Gobbler helping carry this player off the field. The player has his arm around the coach. And already being down, according to him, 6 or 7 players. He now has another one just kind of grimacing in pain as I guess he's cramping, would be my guess. And he's being helped off by Coach Gobbler and one of the assistant coaches.
Better watch out for the dressing there, Coach Gobbler.
Oh, goodness. So if you had to use dressing to help.
Stuffing or dressing?
Well, like if an injured player needed, isn't dressing the right word for like a bandage? Yep. Bandage dressing?
That would be if you had like a cut.
Oh, if you had a cut, yeah, okay. So our production engineer extraordinaire, Brett Taylor, made the joke. He said, watch out for the dressing, Coach Gobbler. Little Thanksgiving joke. But this player does not have a cut, so he does not need bandage dressing. He just needs some water and a banana, maybe pickle juice. All right. How we humor ourselves in the timeouts here at Middle Georgia Sports Live. All right, Cristo Rey. They're trying to get the kitchen hot here Maybe not with turkey, but with a goal is what they have in mind. As that one out of bounds will be out of bounds on Kardashian there. I love that name, Kardashian. Kardashian, sorry. There we go. That's 2. Kardashian. Tarira. I like his initials for sure, as they match mine. All right, 13. Working the ball around as they. It's got to be difficult on this field at this time of the day. You've got shade on the west side of the field, and you got shaded spots on the north side of the field. So you're having to work in and out of the sun. Is it starting to creep behind those trees? At least the outer bands of it are. 5 minutes left, 0-0. And the earlier, there's a shot towards the goal, or maybe an attempted assist goes nowhere. Heads over there towards the railing walkway on the northeast side of the field. And now Roseboro with a defensive kick towards the midfield area, headed back by a Cristo Rey player. Cristo Rey doing the most offensive work they've done in the game in this half, I believe. Alvaro Reyes had the ball when it was working, but he got it taken away, and he did a little spin in displeasure. And a nice save to keep it from going out of bounds by 14. Nope, not 14, number 6.
He got a lot of ball on that one.
Bennett Griffin. Double N, double F. Bennett Griffin saving that one from going out of bounds. Kardashian getting some direction from Coach Robert. Kardashian is going to man Simon Hernandez. Simon. And a goal kick. And saved by Fletcher. So Alvaro Reyes with a goal kick, but blocked by Fletcher. It goes left. So a break for the Cavaliers. 2 minutes, 55 seconds left in this defensive gem of a game. And a shot on goal headed out by Roseboro. Great header defensively. And the Flames still trying to stay hot. Oh, Kardashian, does he have a shot? He's going to work it back, and it's quickly kicked out by number 4. Number 4 is James Ortiz. It'll be the easiest pronunciation I'll say all night. But Kardashian trying to get an angle on that one, but it was quickly kicked out by James Ortiz, number 4 of Cristo Rey. And now Mount De Sales, well, had it on the offensive side, but the Flames quickly working it out. And a nice defensive interruption by Bennett Griffin. This game is starting to pick up a little bit here as Alex Roseboro with some fancy footwork, trying to work it down towards the Cristo Rey goal. Cristo Rey making some offensive headway themselves. And we've got some kind of penalty. We've got some boos from the crowd. I'm not quite sure what the call was there. But Alvaro Reyes will kick it. just outside the midfield circle there. And a long shot on the goal, but headed out by Bennett Griffin. Well, we're under a minute, and this regulation time is winding down. We're still at 0-0. And what Brett Taylor had hoped for, or had hoped against, is going to happen. I think we're going to overtime. Unless somebody can squeak one by in the final 41 seconds. Yeah. Yep. We think Bristow Taylor might kick it in if we can go home. He'll say, "Put me in, coach." Of course, Bristow Taylor, the son of Brett Taylor, getting some ball boy work. That one punted away back towards our way. Kardashi's got it. He's going to take it. Can he get it? He's got 35 seconds. And nice slide tackle saved by Ortiz, rather. Mount De Sales still trying to work. And Kardashi had one man to beat. And a slide tackle save by James Ortiz. And they're calling a foul. I think they're calling a foul on Ortiz as he's down. Not sure quite what the call was. Okay, I'm trying not to knock over another milkshake as I get a good angle here. Okay, we've got a player down on the Flame side. That was Ortiz. So the foul on Ortiz, and Coach Gobbler says, how is getting kicked a foul? So Coach Gobbler seeing it as if his player was kicked, but James Ortiz was making the defensive slide, so he was the one making kinetic motion towards Kadashi. So, tomato in the eyes of Coach Gobbler. And a long kick towards goal by number 10. So Ricardo Farina there with the kick towards the goal. And that's it. That's the end of regulation. We're going to go into overtime. And if you don't know the overtime rules, they will play 2 10-minute periods. If the first 10-minute period if someone has not gone ahead to win the game, they'll go into the second 10-minute period. If that 10-minute period nobody has gone ahead to win, then they'll go into penalty kicks.
He's just telling me. I got you. He's telling me.
Yeah. I know during the regular season it was 10, so I learned that at the Stratford game. So we've got a 5-minute break. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back here to start overtime soccer here at Cavalier Field. Don't go anywhere. You're watching and listening on Middle Georgia Sports Live. All right, we're back here at Cavalier Field. About 40 seconds left until the start of overtime.
Cristo will have the kick.
Okay, the Flames will have the kick, so Cristo Rey with the initial kick.
Mount De Sales will be, their goalie will be in this south or north goal.
Yep, okay, so Cavaliers goalie will be on the north side. Cristo will be traveling into the sun, but it's starting to go down. I was trying in between the break there to find out who we have them facing after Brookstone. All right, here we go. We'll sort that out later. We've got overtime soccer here at Cavalier Field. And we found out during the break that James Ortiz got a yellow card. I believe that was for arguing. He made the sliding defensive move on Kardashi there, Kardashi Terrera, and he was called for a foul, and in his argument against that call, he got a yellow card. So that was number 4, James Ortiz, with the yellow card. And so Cristo Rey gonna kick, and they are going north. So just like we were in the second half, the sides of the fields are the same. Thankfully, the sun is finally, the bottom rays and portion of the sun tucking behind the trees there. And Cristo Rey with a kind of a parallel shot towards the goal from the left side, from the corner there.
No, they'll have a corner.
Or they'll have a corner, excuse me. But it was defended by 14.
If we have a score after this, that team will win. We won't necessarily go to a second half.
That's right. Yeah, so if we have a score, whoever's up at the end of this 10 is the winner of the game. If the game is still tied, we'll go into the second set of 10 minutes. Another corner kick coming up. And then if for some reason we're still tied after two 10-minute periods, we'll go into 5 rounds of penalty kicks. So, or a best of 5 penalty kick portion. All right. And Jack Bearden trying to be the lone man to take that one for the Cavaliers, but didn't go. As that one goes out of bounds. And finally, for the first time tonight, the field is the same shade of light. You don't have shadows everywhere, a whole kind of a hodgepodge of light and shadow. So, advantage everyone as the sun has finally made its way down. And the lights are on here at Cavalier Field. Okay. I'm being informed that the lights have been on the entire time, but because of the sun, you really couldn't tell. Oh, Beal gets that one. And so we got a little bit of back and forth here at midfield. Oh, and Bill, number 7 for the Cavaliers. Can he take a shot on goal? And he went to set it up, and the aforementioned James Ortiz kicked it out of bounds. So a lot of good defensive work by the defender there, James Ortiz, number 4. And Coach Robert telling Jack Bearden to drop. And a kick towards the goal defended out by Alvarado Reyes that time. And so now we're going to get a goal kick by Reguera. And that one out of bounds. So, Cavalier ball. And that one out of bounds again. Get a free kick. My thanks to Brett Taylor for relieving me on the camera. I'm sure you're thankful as well, as it is awfully hard to call and camera work at the same time. But we do what we can here. We thank you for tuning in with us. And that one kicked long. And an attempted header towards the goal by multiple players for the Cavaliers, but it went above all their heads, almost skipping. I'm not sure if any contact was made, but from what it looked like it skipped off their heads going out of bounds. Halfway through this first portion of 10 in overtime. And that one comes over the press box into a tree, or a bush rather. A lot of hard work by the ball boys tonight to retrieve some of these. And Bill, he's going to work it from the corner, but slide kicked away. Well, he makes it, but it too far right of the goal, almost behind the goal. Making the defensive slide attempt there for Cristo Rey was junior Namamaha. Namamaha.
I'm pretty positive that's not how you say it.
Namuhaha. I don't know. Anyways, he made a good defensive move, but Bill still got a kick towards goal, and Bill also has it. He pushes it to Roseboro. Roseboro over Kardashi's head. And the ball boys have retrieved that ball from the bush, thankfully, braving the kind of overgrown outskirts of the property here. Definitely snaky territory for sure. May need to check for ticks later. Hoping to suck the life out of this game is Cristo Rey, trying to come away with a win. Maybe be a kind of a pest for the Cavaliers, if you will. And they've been that defensively. This has been a defensive just clinic here by both teams. 3 minutes left in the first period of 10. And we're going to get a corner throw in by the Cavaliers, but received by a Cristo Rey player, number 11 to 21. Nicely kicked away by Bennett Griffin to break up that. And then headed by Liam. And these players are tired. Liam Frawley with that header to kind of pause the action. And Alvarado Reyes with a phenomenal kick down the field to get it to the three-quarters portion on the Cavalier side. Coach Roberts telling the Cavaliers to get set. And Alvarado Reyes now working on the offensive side. Kicks it towards goal. Kicks it to one of his players for an assist, but it doesn't go. Kicked out. And a great kick out. I'm not sure who kicked it out, but it's far. Roseboro 5 got that out of there. I was blocked by the pole there. And the Flames kind of punt it back. Alvarado Reyes, can he get a goal? Attempt on goal. Can we get it? Say we, I just mean collectively can. And another attempt on goal. Oh, nope. And when I say can we get it, I'm not pulling for Cristo Rey. I'm just saying we as a collective audience, can we get a score here? A lot of close calls there for the Flames. But Roseboro kicking that one out. And now on the, well, out of bounds up towards the fans. Got a lot of fans there on the fence, perched with their arms on top of the fence there in anticipation to see how this one plays out. 30 seconds left in the first 10-minute period. Oh, Kardashi, can he end it right here? He's got an open shot, and he takes it, and it goes too high. Kardashi Torero with a chance to end the game, and it goes too high. That was the opportunity. That's the most open shot anybody has had all game, and he may have just got a little too much foot on that one as Reguera punts it back. And that's the end of the first 10-minute period. It was almost the end of the game. Kardashi Torero missed that one. But we're going to take another only 2-minute break this time. Okay, so we had a 5-minute break at the end of regulation to go into overtime. So now only a 2-minute break, so we'll stay here with you.
Man.
A 2-minute break in between 10-minute periods. You know, I've called 3 soccer games in the last, I'll say 3 weeks, I believe it is, and I have had the benefit of seeing overtime soccer twice. No, take that back. This is my 4th game, because when I called Stratford and FPD, it was boys and girls. So this is 4 games in the last couple weeks for me, and this will be the 3rd overtime game I've been able to see. So very blessed here at Middle Georgia Sports Live to be watching this Middle Georgia soccer melee. This overtime intense matchup. We got started at right about 6 o'clock. And it is now 8:16 Eastern Standard Time. All right, so we had a little bit of a huddle here by the Cavaliers, and they chanted something. Beal, number 7, with his head of lettuce there, saying, let's go, let's go. Fletcher with his hot pink goalkeeper outfit uniform. And they have switched sides now, so the first time since the first half, they're going the other way. So the Cavaliers will defend the south side. The Flames will try to put up a wall of fire and defend the north side. And we are all on the beneficial side of this matchup to take it in and watch it. This is a Georgia matchup here. Atlanta versus Macon. Cristo Rey versus Mount De Sales. Second 10-minute period in overtime. Can somebody win? I think someone can, but who will it be? We're just as enticed to know as you are. Stick with us and you'll find out very shortly. And for those that have been with us the whole game, thank you for tuning in to Middle Georgia Sports Live. Kyle Tucker again here on the call with you. Brett Taylor on the camera now. Braden Holder on the photography camera. And Alvarado Reyes with a kick. He's trying to go. He's trying to win it himself. Can he beat his last man? He doesn't. Roque with a defensive sliding kick. And Alvarado Reyes with an arching kick towards the goal goes clear over it towards the southeast side. It'll go down the hill there. It's very nice, as I mentioned earlier, just to have a single shade of light throughout the whole field.
What did we get? Ball?
Just the ball's in a bad place. Second.
So we've got to stop at the clock here as they try to retrieve one of the balls that got stuck on the back netting, I believe it was, the back of the goal netting. Yeah. Fletcher slowly kicks that one over to Bennett Griffin. Griffin to Roseboro. Roseboro to 13. Forgive me for not remembering his name. And Alvarado Reyes just being a man on a mission as he's trying to get in there. Trying to get in the kitchen of the Cavaliers. See if he can steal a goal. And this one will be tossed in by Roque. And it'll be received by James Ortiz, who was yellow carded earlier. Out of bounds, thrown in by Bearden. Worked by Ortiz. They're tussling and getting tangled there. So I believe, if I'm starting to understand my soccer terminology, as over my career, I've been more of a baseball man. But I believe when the coach says drop, he wants them to drop back on defense. And Fletcher comes out to meet this one, boots it away as it spins and lands on the Flame side. But yeah, when I think Coach Roberts says drop, he's asking them to drop back defensively, as they did. And James Ortiz will kick that one long. It'll be headed by Bennett Griffin. And then dueling attempted headers. 13 working. And he's defensively just kind of setting it back to Fletcher. Fletcher gives it back to Roque. Number 6 tries to intercept it, and it goes out of bounds. And he's going to play like, well, I don't want to say that he's playing like he's hurt, but he's down. We're down to a minute left. Or 7, I'm sorry, 7. Okay. The board was kind of, the bulb's kind of going in and out there, but what's that?
I think there's an injury down there.
Oh, there's an injury timeout. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. The player fell down. I had said that he was, my initial comment was that he was playing hurt. I don't pretend to know that. I don't know that. It's just when it went out of bounds, I'll just say this. In sports, in basketball, you have flopping. In baseball, sometimes I've seen Derek Jeter in a game against, when the Yankees played the Rays one time, the ball maybe brushed his jersey and he pretended like it hit him. If a ball was to go out, a soccer ball were to go out of bounds by a player, and there was another player from the opposing team in proximity, to pretend to be hurt might convince the ref that it wasn't you that hit it out of bounds. You never know. I'm not saying that's what he's doing. As much as he's been down, it's safe to assume he is hurt. But when the out-of-bounds culprit was not obvious, didn't know if there was maybe some work by maybe a player to convince it the other way. But does not appear that was the case.
No wonder they got so many people hurt.
Yep. A lot of injuries today. Yeah, and he's hobbling back, so he's going to take a break. And that one stays in, and James Ortiz with a defensive reset there as Reguera will kick it out. Reguera. And Alvarado Reyes trying to work it in the box there. Can he get it in? An attempt on goal and a one-handed block. It could have squeaked in just under the top crossbar, but a one-handed block by Fletcher. And that is the save of the day. And if we had replay, man, Brett, we need to, I know we don't, but
we do have it on this
going forward, we need to have a sponsor. This is a MGSL in-game recommendation. We need to have a sponsor to sponsor the save of the day in soccer. Like a bank. There you go. Yep, there you go. Yep, we need to get on the phone with RFCU, if you know what I'm talking about. All right, here we go. And they call a foul. Was that on Alvarado Reyes? Roque with his knee brace, kicks it. Kicked back by Abraham. Well, 5 minutes left in this second period of 10. Looks like we're heading for penalty kicks at this rate. James Ortiz pokes that one to 11. 11 kicks it up to midfield. Alex Roseborough gets it. The Cavaliers trying to keep the soccer season going for Mount De Sales. As the girls lost last night. And this is a closely contested matchup here. Whose season will move on? We'll see. Josh Beal coming out, number 7. Looking a little winded. Oh, can James Bearden get a shot? He assists it. Oh, it's out. Bearden sent that one to number 10, who tried to get a shot but didn't have an angle. That's Ricardo Farina. So Bearden to Farina and just nothing going. A missed opportunity for the Cavaliers, and we're going to now have a corner. Coach Robert telling Roseborough to get in the box. I don't know if he hears him. There he goes. He's finally in the box. So cornered by Farina. No header going. An attempted header, but nothing projecting forward, just going up only. And now Cristo Rey with only one man to beat. Can Alvarado Reyes do it? Nope. He passes it to 23. No, the angle's not going to be there for 23. And it is defended out of bounds, and a nice defensive save. Cristo Rey had only one man to beat. They had 2 men running downfield, but they couldn't get down there quick enough to get an angle on it. Man, this is an intense game. We even got the PA announcer for Cavaliers doing his coaching position up here. Everybody's excited about this one. Any little bit can help. Nice defense by Bennett Griffin. And can Kardashi beat his man? Nope. Defended back, worked back towards the midfield. And now the Flames trying to create a spark here. And a missed header by Kardashi. And Roseboro with a defensive kick back the other way. And that one will be out of bounds, but it'll be Cavalier ball. We appreciate the camera work by Mr. Taylor. See, he zooms in on that one. A lot better than what I was able to do earlier. Everybody's talented here, I tell you. From production setup to calling to camera work, we get in where we can fit in to make this work. And that's what it takes here at Middle Georgia Sports Live. We want to give you the best sports coverage, high school sports coverage in the Middle Georgia area, if not the state. And we thank you for tuning in with us. 53 seconds left here in this second period of 10. Like at the end of the first period of 10, can the Cavaliers get another opportunity? Kardashi missing a clear shot at the end of the first overtime period. And now Farina, the clock is ticking away and the Cavaliers not able to get quite set up. And that one's going to go out of bounds. 15 seconds left. And they're not going to get it off. Well, Roseboro with one last shot. He kicks it to goal. Blocked by Ruggiera. And that was the last shot of the second period of 10. Alex Roseboro looking to be a thorn in the side of the Flames and doesn't go. And Roseboro is laying on the field in just exhaustion, maybe a little disappointment that his shot didn't make it. A great block by Ruggiera. And we are heading for PKs. Wow. What a great second round soccer matchup. Okay. So, as we mentioned earlier, if there was no clear winner by the first set of 10, the first period of 10, they would go into the second period of 10. That's what we just finished then, was the second period of 10. We're still tied. So now we're going to go into 5 penalty kicks for each team. And whoever has the most out of those 5, it's like a best of 5. So in football, American football, it's almost like a game of horse. If one team scores a field goal, well, then the other team can either outdo them or match them to keep it going. If they score a touchdown after the field goal, well, then the team that scored the touchdown outdid them, so they won. If they match with a field goal, then it keeps going. So it was almost like a game of horse trying to outdo the other. This round of 5 penalty kicks is not a game of horse. It's not a if one team makes it and then the other team misses their next penalty kick, then the team that made it wins. It's not how it goes. It's the best of 5. So each team will get 5 opportunities at penalty kicks, and whoever has the most out of that 5 wins. But if it's still matched, say if Mount De Sales gets 3 out of 5 and Cristo Rey gets 3 out of 5, well, then we keep going. And then it'll get into a more of a sudden death, you know, whoever can get ahead wins. I hope that was clear. We'll do our best to explain it as it goes. So bear with us as I listen in. Okay, so Cristo Rey has selected to go second, to kick second. So getting the first opportunity with each corresponding kick will be Mount De Sales. Mount De Sales gets the pressure of going first. I don't really know which one has more pressure. If you have to kind of sit and watch what the other team's doing, I mean, if Mount De Sales makes the first one to try to match it, which yeah, that's right. That's what I'm sorry. Mount De Sales kicks first, but if they make the first one and then Cristo Rey has to match that, which it's not a matching game, it's whoever has the best of 5, but still, I don't know. The pressure could go either way. If the Cavaliers make every one of their first kicks, since they get to go first each time, I mean, the pressure would then be on the Flames to keep in pace with them. But if the Cavaliers miss, say, their first 2, and Cristo Rey comes in and makes their first 2, well, then it's the pressure would shift. So it just depends. Depends on how it goes. Depends on how you kind of look at it. But either way, we know for sure Cavaliers will shoot first, then it'll be Cristo Rey. Then back to Cavaliers, and then it'll kind of volley back and forth. Yeah, it feels fantastic. We had the sun beaming down on our crow's nest of a press box here, but now the sun is down completely behind the trees, and there's a nice kind of purple, pinkish cotton candy swirl of a cloud north of the football field there. And so a shootout, as it's being called, which it is, it's a penalty kick shootout. Who will have the hot foot? Will it be the Flames? Or will it be the Cavaliers? And our production engineer, Brett Taylor, says he has the hot foot because he's been standing pretty much the whole time.
Bristow, please stop.
All right.
Stop now.
So Cristo Rey defending the south side and shooting first is Mount De Sales. And he kicks it, and it goes in. And that is Farina with the hot foot. So 1-0
Bristow, ball.
Cavaliers.
Bring the balls down there. Oh, no, never mind.
All right. So 1-0. And now in steps Fletcher. Bryce Fletcher, whose grandparents are here watching, I'm sure, with bated breath to see if their grandson can block this penalty kick. And Coach Robert
I mean, they're having to tell the
coaching.
fans up there they can't like scream and try to distract Cristo Rey.
Yeah, so a little coaching from the coach to the fans that they cannot audibly interfere with the penalty kick. Taking the first penalty kick for Cristo Rey.
The referees kind of
Well, that was a heads up.
discretion thing or something. I don't know.
This is Thomas Mung. First time I've called his name, even though he's been very active.
I'm not aware of that.
And Mung shoots it, and it hits the left side of the netting. So 1-1. Fletcher supermaning out to his right side with his right hand, misses that one. And now the tall and towering Alex Roseborough will take the second shot. Can he burrow this one into the back of the netting there of the goal, as he will take the second shot for Mount De Sales? And I will try not to audibly disturb anyone so I can be loud. So into my golf voice I go. And the second shot. He makes it! And a left-handed fist pump by Alex Roseborough. And right now, 2-1 advantage. All three have been made. Farina with the first one for Mount De Sales, Roseborough with the second, and Thomas Mung with the only lone shot so far for Cristo Rey. So 2-1 Cavaliers.
Keeper guessed right both times. He just missed it.
Oh, talking about Riquera?
Cristo Rey's, he guessed the right side.
Got it. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, good point by Brett Taylor here. The Riquera, the keeper for Cristo Rey, guessed right to which side the Cavaliers would kick it. So now kicking is James Ortiz. He got the yellow card earlier. And can he make it? He blocked! Blocked by Fletcher. Wow. And so Ortiz went for the bottom left part of the goal, almost towards the bottom of the left bar there, the left side bar, and Fletcher guessed correctly and blocked it with one hand. So an awesome save. Okay, so 2-1. And again, they don't have to match. So, you know, obviously the Cavaliers made their second one. Cristo Rey missed their second one. So if that was American football, that would be game over, advantage of Cavaliers. But that's not how it goes. It's not a match for match. It's not a game of soccer, you know, horse soccer. It's the best of 5. And so, can the Cavaliers go up 3-1 to put the disadvantage on Cristo Rey? And kicking it now is number 3. And he goes for it, and he makes it. No, he missed it. Sorry, okay. From my angle, I thought it maybe hooked in there, but no, it went left. It's in between I believe, the cedar tree in the back of the netting. So, back-to-back misses. And that was number 3. Bear with me. Don't have these names memorized. Liam Frawley. So, the younger brother of Landon Frawley, a little mad at himself for missing that one. But, hey, it was a good attempt. And now we'll have Alvarado Reyes, who seems to be one of the star players here for Cristo Rey. He's been very active in this game. And will he make the shot? He attempts it. It goes. And just like that, Alvarado Reyes, AR, with a rifling shot to bring the Flames back in the ball game. So 2-2 now. And a missed opportunity for the Cavaliers to go up 3-1 and kind of walk away and create some space from the Flames. And a capitalized opportunity on behalf of Alvarado Reyes. Brings his team back in it. So here we go. Number 13 now with their third shot for the Cavaliers. Fourth shot. And it goes. And that is 13. Number 13, Henry Fedellini. Fedellini went down the middle, and Reguera guessed left and just missed it altogether. Guessed wrong and went left. And Fedellini with a foot-long Italian shot there. All right, so now. So that was the fourth shot. Here goes the fourth shot for Cristo Rey. And it's blocked with his foot. Wow. And that's got to be ball game. There's only one more shot available. And Cristo Rey, they can't have the numbers advantage. That was their fourth shot. This is the fifth shot. I mean, I think they technically have to take the fifth shot. Yeah, I mean, that's.
They make this is over.
But, well.
Because they're up. This is the last frame. If they make
Okay, yeah, that's right. That was the 4th shot. But still, well, here we go. And it's missed.
He had him beat too.
Well, the chance to tie. Okay, excuse me. Again, math. Okay, so that was Bennett Griffin. He had a shot to win the game there. If they would have went up 4-2, that would have been ball game. Okay, so, excuse me. This is the 5th shot for Cristo Rey. If he makes it, they survive to go on to another round of penalty kicks. If he misses, that's ball game. So here we are. So excuse me. I was a little confused as to why they were going one more, but because Cristo Rey does have a chance to tie. So here we go. With a chance to win it were the Cavaliers. They didn't do it. And here's Simon Hernandez. He kicks it. And no! And they're going to go on to another round of penalty kicks. Bryce Fletcher blocked it, but it bounced upward over his hand and into the goal. So with the block, but ricocheting off of his hand into the goal was the kick. So Simon Hernandez saving his team with a clutch, almost lucky, if you will, 5th shot. Bristow. Sorry, excuse me.
Bristow, come here. Yes.
And so already starting the next round of penalty kicks right away. So we're in our 2nd round of PKs. We're in our 2nd round of PKs, and the Cavaliers made the first shot.
Their keeper's taking this one.
And their keeper, Reguera. Good observation by our PA man here. Reguera is going to attempt it goalie on goalie, and it hits the top of the crossbar and bounces down. Cavaliers win. What a turn of events. So, you heard me shout Bristow earlier. Brett's son was on he was into it as well. So Brett Taylor, our producer and our MGSL director, if you will, his son Bristow, who was a ball boy today, was kind of on the side of the field with the Cavaliers players, in bated breath and excitement with everybody else. If you heard me shout his name, I was trying to get him to come back out of the way, but he was so excited. Cavaliers just won the game, so what does he do? He runs out to celebrate with the Cavaliers crowd. So let me wrap it up. Anyways, had to explain why I shouted his name. Bristow's excited. The Cavaliers are excited. We're excited. What a matchup. What a game. Cristo Rey, they've got to hang their head. I mean, they've got to keep their head up. That was a tough game. They were injured quite a bit in this game. They were injured coming into the game. They got injured a lot in the game. A tough defensive matchup goes into a 2nd round of penalty kicks. The Cavaliers made their first penalty kick of the 2nd round of penalty kicks, and then the Flames had to match it. They didn't match it. It was goalie on goalie. Reguera against Fletcher. Reguera, if you were watching, hit the top of the crossbar. It bounced straight down to the ground and did not go in. Game over. Cavaliers advance to the semifinals. So Mount De Sales will head to Columbus, and this coming weekend they'll play Brookstone in Columbus. That game is slated for Saturday. What day it will be depends on what the agreement is between the coaches. We'll let you know as soon as we find out, but you'll have to find out on Facebook. That'll be on Middle Georgia Sports Live. Thank you for tuning in to Middle Georgia Sports Live. We hope you have a good night. Again, one more time, Mount De Sales Cavaliers boys win 4-3 in a 2nd round of penalty kicks over Cristo Rey Atlanta Flames. That's the ball game. Cavaliers win. Thank you for tuning in. Kyle Tucker signing out for Middle Georgia Sports Live. Good night, everybody.